What's up, guys? It's Coach Drew. A lot of you guys have been asking me, how do I become a pro basketball player? Now, obviously, everybody's dream when they're younger is to become an NBA basketball player, but only a few players actually achieve that dream. So what do those guys do to accomplish their wildest dream of becoming an NBA player? Now, obviously, I don't know, and it's different for a lot of players, but for the guys that I've helped, Brad Beal, Jason Tatum, they started working with me when they were 13 and 14 years old and became NBA players because, one, they put in the work first and foremost, two, they followed deliberate plans, three, they stayed out of trouble, and then four, they just did things that other people weren't willing to do. They woke up before school and were getting 500 shots before school started. They stayed after practice and made sure that they were getting up game reps. They made sure during practice they were working full speed. But if I gave you guys a plan to follow and said, hey, this can't guarantee you that you're going to be an NBA player, but this is going to give you the best chance possible, here's what I would do. Step one is I would identify what kind of NBA player would you be in the future. So if you're a point guard and you know that you're always going to be the point guard height and you have the point guard skills, then you need to watch the best point guards in the league that you think you can play like and emulate their games. So if you think, man, I really like how Chris Paul plays, I'm a stronger, bigger guard, but I'm also shorter and lower to the ground, then watch a guy like Chris Paul. Watch how Jameer Nelson, some of those other guys that might not be superstars, but they have been stars kind of in their prime, watch how those guys operate. And then go work on those skills one at a time. The first thing you have to do is you have to master the fundamentals. So if you're a point guard, like I talked about those two guys, and you're short of the ground, you have to make sure your handles are up to par. You have to make sure you have tons of different finishing options with both hands. You have to make sure that you are able to pass with both hands. You have to be a great decision maker. You have to be able to handle pressure. And so you start listing off all the things that those guys do well, and then lock in one at a time. Get really good on your ball handling, then get really good on your shooting fundamentals, then get really good at your finishing, then start adding pressure, then start adding decision making, and layered process. Eventually, over time, you'll have a ton of skills in your bag that'll make you a great player. If you're a shooting guard, then watch the best shooting guards in the league. Watch how they move without the ball. Watch the kind of mechanics they use on their jump shot. Watch how they space well on dribble drive penetration. Watch how they come off ball screens. Watch how they come off pin downs. All those things matter. What I would do first and foremost is make sure you don't have any glaring weaknesses in your games from a fundamental aspect. The big fundamentals that I think are, number one, defense. Number two, finishing. Number three, shooting with great fundamentals. Number four is making sure that you can handle with both hands. And then number five is making sure that you can handle pressure. If you can do those things, I think that you can play on any team and you're going to have value as long as you play hard and are a great teammate. After you've got those basic fundamentals down, that's when you start adding the packages that I talked about earlier, the kind of position-specific packages, and go one move at a time, one skill at a time, until you master it and add it to your game so that ultimately you become a much improved player over time and hopefully have a better chance at achieving your wildest dream of becoming an NBA basketball player one day.